Today I got something for the sweet tooth people, because I know you out there. One of my all-time favorites. It's a lemongrass pudding flan, but with a twist. This one doesn't have eggs, doesn't have milk, doesn't even require an oven. This one I will be cooking on a famous Thermomix. If you haven't heard about this machine, it's a wonder in the kitchen. It can replace up to 11 different kitchen appliances. You can cook, you can steam, fry, boil, you name it, you can do in this machine. You can even make doughs, you can sous vide. It's amazing. But I'm not here to talk about the Thermomix, even though I'm going to be cooking on it. Okay, so let's just get started. Here you got 1 lemongrass. It's enough for this recipe. I'm just going to chop it up. Just chop it roughly. You can add into the machine. Then we're just gonna blend it to small pieces. That's it, very fast. It's made into a nice tiny pieces. Then we're gonna add 1 liter of coconut milk. You make sure you mix it well. Some coconut milks tend to separate the water from the fats. Okay. Voila. Then we'll add for the color, because we know the pudding flan has got this yellow color from the eggs traditionally, so I like adding a half teaspoon. If you have fresh turmeric, I would recommend you use that one. You add the same time as you're adding the lemongrass, so you shred it all together, so you get that nice yellow. Voila. So now I'll just put the Thermomix on cooking mode. So I'll put on Veroma, so it's going to raise up to 100 degrees. Put the timer, put 8 minutes on cooking, and turn it on. So if you don't have a Thermomix, there's no problem. You can use a normal conventional pot. You would use the same process. So if you want to shred the lemongrass, you can do it with a knife. You can just chop it up to very small pieces, or use a food processor or a hand blender. It's the same. And then you just use the pot to warm it up, the liquid, the coconut milk. So while this is cooking here, we go ahead and we start making the caramel sauce. I'll add up to 5 spoons. Okay, 6. And then we're gonna just let the sugar melt. Keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. It has been 8 minutes. It's nicely cooked, the mixed here. So now I'm just going to pass it, remove all the lemongrass. Nice. Get all the flavor in the sauce. That's what we want, and it's a bit nicely yellow. Just wash the Thermomix because we're gonna put it back. You wash it, then you put the custard back. Okay, let's go to the side. Then we'll add 4 spoons sugar. I use custard sugar. Okay, I'll put 5. Then we'll add potato starch. I'm using potato starch. You can use corn starch. You can use tapioca starch. It's up what you. It's up to you. I mean, whatever you have lying around. So 4 teaspoons, full teaspoons. Nice. So at this point I will put the Thermomix, just spinning the blade slowly. Remove the top. Add some water into the starch so you can dissolve it. Never add starch directly into the sauce and mix it. You're just going to have lumps. So mix in a bit of water always. And add into the coconut mixture. Yeah, it's mixing nicely. And lastly, we'll add the Agar Agar. Agar Agar will help just to get a bit more firmness. But you always have to be careful with Agar Agar. So I don't know if you used Agar Agar before. A little bit too much and it's going to become solid. It can become, yeah, not very pleasant if you get a very solid. So 1 teaspoon. Nice. Let me just increase the speed of the blade so it mixes it nicely. And that's on. You can always add fresh vanilla pods. I don't have any lying around, so I'll add instead vanilla sugar. Or you can add just vanilla extract. Whatever you got lying around, it will work. Of course, vanilla pods, it's always nicer to have the fresh thing, but I don't have it at the moment, so I'll use vanilla sugar. You will get the same effect. 1 full teaspoon. And voila. I would say this could be a bit more yellow, so I will just add a little bit more of turmeric. Just a tip of the teaspoon. Let me mix this for another 2 more minutes. And then, yeah, then we'll add into the mold. The mold is right here. We've done the caramel. It looks nicely. It's got a nice coat in the bottom. That's it. I'm happy with that. Try it. The freshness of the lemongrass and the citrusy flavor. It's, ooh, to me it's, I love that flavor on pretty much everything, on marinating chicken, on baking cakes, you name it. Lemongrass is a very versatile ingredient. Growing up, we only used to use lemongrass for tea. In my Cape Verdean culture, it's not used for cooking. I teach my mom how to use it in different ways for cooking, but yeah, it's been a learning process. As I worked in Asian restaurants, we use it in pretty much a lot of dishes, so it opened my mind to the possibilities of lemongrass. It's very nice. The flavor that you can get from it, it just brings up the whatever dish you make into life, in my opinion. And voila, this is done. It's here in the mold. So now you're just gonna chill it. You just leave it outside for until it's not too hot to the touch, and then put it in the fridge. I'll show you when it's ready. So it has been around 10 hours, so overnight basically. The pudding is set, so we're gonna deform it now. To do that, I got some boiling water here. Let's bring it to the front. Then we're gonna immerse the pudding into the liquid so it loosens up from the mold. Not for too long, you don't want to melt too long. It looks quite alright. Let's move it to the back. And I got a nice big dish here, so we put over the pudding and then we flip it like this. Voila. Oh, looks gorgeous. Looks absolutely amazing. Here is the final product. Coconut lemongrass flan. One of my absolute favorites, the family's favorite. It looks like the real thing, the normal egg pudding. As you see, it was very easy to make. Just a few ingredients, just a stove, and you got a beautiful dessert for the family. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. I would dare you to try it out for the family. You will be surprised how delicious it tastes. I hope you enjoy another recipe from Casa Cochrane. I will keep making more. I hope you can subscribe to the channel and be part of this new community that I'm trying to build. Bye bye now.